Hello, hello, hello. I am Shamarian Robinson, and I just want to encourage you all, to the singles who are listening to this podcast, who maybe are feeling a little down because your relationship hasn't happened, or even if you're still in good spirits and you're believing on God for your marriage and your spouse to come. I want you to know that the love that Ray and Natasha have for one another is very real and very genuine. I was blessed to be able to see it from the very seed of it, to see the roots that it's planted, to see what it has grown into. And it's just been a beautiful experience to watch. So I want you all to know, and I want to encourage you, that these kingdom sudden marriages are real. They're not just for social media. They're not just for something to make you feel better to pass the time. No, they are genuine and they are real. And God did not stop doing it when it came to them. He can still do it for you. There is still time for you. So be encouraged, beloved. Be encouraged and know that the Lord is faithful in his promise. If he has promised marriage to you, if he has promised you a spouse, know that he is faithful to see it through. He is not a man that he should lie about what he has said to you. One thing that I know about the Lord, he is huge on covenant. So if he's made that covenant with you, if he's made that promise to you, if it has been prophesied to you by the true prophets and apostles of God, then just know it is going to come to pass. So, like I said, be encouraged and know that suddenly marriage can happen for you. Keep your faith, keep your head up, continue to pray, continue to seek the face of the Lord. That way, when the suddenly marriage comes, you won't get caught up by any counterfeits, any dirty distractions, or anything that can stand in the way or come against your kingdom marriage. I love you, and the Lord loves you more.
Welcome to the Suddenly Marriage Podcast with Ray and Natasha Watson,
where we help couples navigate the joys and challenges of their suddenly supernatural marriage.
Our marriage story is quite unique. We met, got engaged, and married all within 4 months. It was a suddenly God-ordained marriage, but of course, we've had our share of challenges. Join us for a candid conversation rooted in the Word of God that will help you build a stronger marriage bond.
Yeah, and before we kick off this week's episode, we want to shout out our sponsor, Elohai International Publishing and Media. If you've been wanting to write and publish a book and need help mastering your message and sharing your story, contact us at ElohaiPublishing.com. That's ELOHAI Publishing.com. All right, let's get into this week's episode.
Well, God bless you. Good evening. Good evening. This is Ray J. Watson. This is Shamarian Robinson, and she's going to tell me her perspective about our prophetic love story. And me and Shamarian have been friends since 2000, I want to say 14. I believe it's 2014.
That sounds about right.
7 years, seven long years. But it's all good though. So it's nothing but love with Shamarian Robinson.
Yes.
So gonna have her tell me her perspective as relate to Natasha. So when I first introduced Natasha to Shamarian, we was in San Antonio, and so Shamarian could take the floor from there.
At the time when Natasha and Ray first began to talk, I feel like you kind of alluded to you like getting to know somebody, but you were still trying to fill it out. So you didn't like tell me everything, but I definitely knew that you were interested in someone. Okay. So at that time I needed a break. I needed a vacation. I needed something, but I was like, you know what? I want to do a staycation. So I hit my guy up and I'm like, Ray J, I need a staycation. He had time off. So we went to San Antonio, and my intentions while I was resting was to get baptized again. And in the midst of that, Ray J was falling for Natasha hard. And like we would be in the car, and then we would need to like take a break, or we need to hurry up and get to the destination so that he could talk to his lady, his woman, his girl. He was always so excited to speak to her. There was a point in the trip where this man didn't even stop the car all the way just so he can get me out so that he can call his girl. And I was like, dang, Ray J, can you stop the car, please, so that I could get out and not injure myself? So it was very interesting, first hearing about Natasha and getting to know who she was.
Wow, and that was just so profound. And you're right. I couldn't wait to speak to my bride, so I had to like throw you out the car. I don't even think I stopped the car fully. I
You
think,
did it.
I was so excited to see my bride, speak to my bride. I was like, God bless you, Shay. It was nice knowing you. I got my woman, so it's all good and it's nice knowing you. So let's fast forward. So me and Natasha, we didn't officially meet till about December, and she was in Houston. And do you remember some of the conversations that we had when she came to Houston in December?
I just remember you being so giddy and being so happy that she was in your life. You couldn't like wait to tell me the sweet gestures that you had planned for her when she got here. And I can't remember if I think we were shopping in San Antonio, and I was like, yeah, you need to get this shirt. You need to pick this up. And we were like finding you clothes for like date night so that you could look good and getting shoes and stuff. I just know you were super, super excited to meet her and take her out and wine and dine her and just really give her that genuine love that you've always had. I think that I know that you dreamt of meeting your wife for a very long time, and you spent so much time researching on sweet and romantic things to do, and you could not wait to spoil Natasha and really give her all of that research that you had. Like, you wanted to give her those notes and have these flowers and be so romantic. It was really, really beautiful knowing that a man really desires to get to know a woman and court her and pursue her and desires to be romantic toward her and is thinking of gestures so that when y'all finally meet, you can do all these romantic and wonderful things. And it's all because of how you felt about her.
Yes, you said a mouthful there. Wow. And so, yes, so it was the second day. I'm going to share a picture of me and my bride. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so second day, me and my bride was here, and I sent you this particular picture. Do you remember this picture?
Yes, I do remember that picture.
All right, so I'm texting you here. As you can
Yes.
tell, I'm texting you, and all I said was she said yes, and your response, OMG, and I want you to pick it up from there. What you think about it?
Okay. First of all, I knew that you all were very serious. I knew that you were extremely serious about your bride. I knew that you were head over heels for her. I knew that you desired marriage. I knew that you desired her. But when I saw that you had actually proposed, I was like floored. I was floored. I'm like, this man really proposed to her. I was like, oh my God, I need details. And oh, I was so mad. I was so mad because I'm like, I need all these details. And Ray J, you know exactly how I am. You knew sending just that picture alone and not giving me details was eating me up inside because I wanted to know, did y'all eat breakfast that day? What shirt was she wearing? What were you wearing? And what were you doing? And when did you stop? And I'm always big on details. So you just sending me that picture, I was super, 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 super happy for you. But at the same time, I was like, tell me everything. I need to know everything, every romantic detail. And the fact that you weren't giving me any of that moment, I was mad. I'm like, Ray, you know me way better than this. You know I need all the details. You know I need all the juice. But I was so surprised and happy. Well, no. I can't say that I was super, super, super surprised because I can expect something like that from you as it relates to a woman that you know you're supposed to marry. But just the fact that it happened like that out of nowhere, I would have wanted to know first because you know how I am. It was beautiful. I was like, I can't believe my best friend is getting married. Like, he's engaged. He's an engaged man. Like, what is happening?
Wow. And so just to hear your perspective is really deep. Now, this is the exact statements you wrote when I sent you
Let
the
me look.
picture. Can you see it?
I can't. I don't know how to like blow it up. Let me just go back through. I can go back through myself. But let's go ahead. Please read it so that I
Beautiful.
can. Oh, I can
Congratulations,
zoom in.
AJ. I'm so excited. Y'all look amazing together. Look at her smile. You just couldn't wait. That's so amazing. The love that you have is so beautiful.
First of all, you need to show that GIF. You need to see how. Ooh, no, I don't want to get her name wrong. Ooh, I don't want to get her name wrong. But she was like, you could see all of her teeth, all of her gums. That perfectly described how I felt. I was like so happy. My mouth was so full. My smile was so full. I was full of like joy and happiness. And I was like, I can breathe. The man of God has his bride. This is someone, if he proposed like this is it. Like, she is the woman for him. And I was like, wow. I almost had, obviously I had words, but I'm telling you, I had no words.
Mm-hmm. So let's fast forward it. 3 weeks later, my wife and I, by the time it was my fiance, we was in Tampa, Florida, and I FaceTime you. Do you remember the conversation when I FaceTime you about 3 weeks later?
Ray J, 3 weeks later, you were a married man. And once again, you know me. So you know I would have wanted you to call me beforehand. But because you know me, you made sure to call me right after. And I was like, you got married. You got married. I know that I was like, you need to give me every detail. So y'all woke up that morning and decided like, oh, I'm gonna get married. Like, y'all turned and looked at each other like, hey, after breakfast, you want to get married? I needed the details. And yet again, you told me, woman of God, we're gonna share our story later. You'll hear it then. Woman of God, we're gonna share our story later. You'll hear it then. And I was like, Ray J, I'm gonna respect your wishes, but you know I'm mad. But I was like super, super happy for you. And once again, I was fully surprised. Like, this man really got married. They really got married. And I was so happy. I was mad that I was not there, but I mean, hey, it was beautiful and it was intimate. And I think I remember sending you all like a video of just like well wishes and just congratulations and how I was happy for you all. But it was definitely a beautiful phone call, and I was super, super happy for you.
Yes, you did send a video expressing your well wishes, and we really appreciated that. So, what was your thought process? So, you've known me for 7 years, and you've seen the dumb moments I had in relationships. So, what was your perspective about now choosing the right one?
I was like, yes, the man of God got the right woman. The man of God found the right bride. And I was so filled with joy and happiness for you, just because this is the love that you've always desired. This is the love that you've prayed for and travailed for and went through ups and downs for. And to see that your prayer had fully come, it was so beautiful. But the road there was not pretty at all. Ray J would tell it. I did not like any of those girls, and one of them I did like, but she did one thing, and I was over her completely. And let me see how I can say this because I want to make sure I was politically correct. Um, one of those girls, it was gonna be on site when I saw her, and the Lord even let me see her. We was at church. Ooh, and that was the Lord's doing. That was the Lord's doing, and He let me see that girl at church because I was like, now Lord, I can't do this in your house, but that parking lot is free range. It's free range. But it was definitely a lot of trials that came before Natasha did, but she was definitely the beauty for your ashes.
So how was Natasha different? That's my other question. How was she different? You know, in my context, you know, past experiences. How was she different?
Natasha had a stillness to her. She had such a balance. She was in a place in her life where she knew who she was. She was confident in that. And I'm very thankful that I met her in the midst of our trip to San Antonio, because from the outside looking in, it's like, okay, two people of the opposite sex that are friends going to San Antonio. It's like, I don't know. But she was so gentle about it, even in the beginning. Like, she didn't think anything extra. It was just, she was accepting you for where you were and what you had going on in your life. There were no quarrels with her. It was just very sweet. I remember you and I were on a hike, and I was like, I want to talk to her. Like, let me talk to her. Let me meet her. Let me get a feel for her. And just the initial conversation that I had with her, she was very warm. She was very sweet and engaging. And I think it even did her heart some good to just speak to me and kind of just gauge me and get to know who I was. But like I said, she just had such a sweetness and a stillness to her, being settled in who she was as a woman and being firm in that. That was a really big thing. And I think that her willingness to get to know you and experience who you are and take you for the man of God that you are was really, really beautiful. And she had an understanding. She had an understanding of the lifestyle that you live, knowing that you're a minister, a reverend, a pastor. She understood that, later on and down this road, we're going to have a church or we're going to be doing ministry together. And I know that that's what you wanted in a wife. So when I spoke with her, there was such an alignment there that I was just completely here for from day one.
And I think you guys officially met not only on the phone, but also I believe through a Zoom call. Remember that conversation?
Yeah, no, we were on FaceTime together.
FaceTime, yeah, it was FaceTime. Yep.
Yeah,
So we did a FaceTime, and I believe we just had a conversation, like a candid conversation. And you asked her some questions, and she asked
yeah,
some questions, and you guys hit it off immediately.
we did.
And the Bible talks about in the multitudes of counsel, there's safety. You know,
Yes, yes.
have many people surrounding you that are able to give you insight and wisdom about who are you going to be connected with. And I felt like we wanted to share our prophetic journey with you
Yes.
because we've been friends for 7 years. So we've been through a lot, we've seen a lot. And so by us allowing you to be part of the prophetic love story, you had like a bird's eye view, like a
Hmm.
front row seat of what a selling marriage looks like. And so my question to you is, what does our story do for individuals like you who are seeking a spouse?
What it does for me is it keeps that flame going within me, knowing that there are true men of God. Because, like you said, I've known you for 7 years, and one thing that I've always admired about you was that you literally are a true man of God. And knowing that you were out there and you sought after your wife and you pursued her, you saw that she was doing the prayer calls and you were a part of it. Like, you made sure that you joined into her life and her journey from the very beginning. I saw that you were a man of intent and that you saw what you wanted, you went after it, and that men of God aren't afraid of commitment, and men of God aren't afraid of commitment very early. And seeing her as a true woman of God, being established once again in who she is, and knowing the direction in which her life is going, seeing that you all can merge and you can do it suddenly was very, very, it was beautiful to me. And it lets me know that it's possible. So it definitely keeps my faith up in knowing that it can happen at any moment, and it's okay to be um, lovebirds in the beginning and throughout the relationship. But it's okay to not let time dictate how you guys can do things. A lot of times people are like, "Oh, 3 or 4 months is too early to get married," or "it's this, it's that." But no, when it's in the timing of God, It has nothing to do with the timing of man. So it was very beautiful to see that. It is definitely something that helps me to keep the faith. It's something to help me keep my hope up. And it's literally seeing the promise of God over someone's life in real time. So knowing that the same God who did something like that for you is out there and is so able to do it for me was really awesome to see.
Wow, that's so profound. And that's one of the things that we wanted to stress to our listeners. God is not a respecter of persons. If he did it for us, he can do it for anybody else.
Hallelujah.
So he's not a respecter
Hallelujah.
of person, he's not a respecter of time. And
Yeah.
so he's a respecter of principle. So if you apply the principle,
Yeah.
God will bless it. And God is a man, a spirit of principle. So you apply the principle, God's gonna bless it. So we would like to thank you so much for taking time out your busy schedule to interview us for our prophetic love journey. We know, Shay, that you're also one of God. We want to say that we
Yeah.
love you. May God increase you. May God bless you. And we'll see you next time. God bless.
Amen.